Hi and welcome back to the Nerd Shelves. I'm Judy.
And I'm Michael.
Today we're back to BGG list 201 to 300.
Yes, our top 5 games from 201 to 300. Okay, so we've been taking the Board Game Geek lists 100 by 100 and ranking them, our favorite games, in those hundreds. And now we're on 201 to 300 on the BGG list.
It's really tough.
It is tough.
It's so hard.
The higher we go, the better the games are.
Yes.
Well, actually, that's not necessarily true. There are some pretty good games that are ranked lower, which I thought were pretty great.
And there's so many on my want-to-play list. I should do a top 10 want-to-play.
True.
I should.
That's a really good point. We obviously haven't played every single game out there.
Oh, gosh, no.
There are some on this list that, we really want to play and haven't yet. But these are our top 5 of games that we have played, and these are our top 5.
Yeah.
Okay. You ready?
You go first.
I go first this time. Ooh, okay. Well, let's start with number 5. So my number 5 was 210 on the BGG list.
210?
Yeah, so pretty high up there, actually. And it is Flamme Rouge.
Wow, a bicycle racing game, hey?
Yeah, it's a racing game. It's if you said what is your favorite racing game, this would be my favorite racing game. I know there are some great racing games out there, but I just love Flamme Rouge. But yeah, Flamme Rouge it's a great game where you have... you each get 2 bicycles, and they have different cards that they use for the bicycles because you have your sprinter and your pace bike. So your sprinters have really high numbers and some low numbers, and your pace bike has more average numbers. And you're playing cards to move them along a track.
Yeah.
But everyone else is doing the same thing, and you get stuck in the pack, and you can draft behind them, which pulls you forward, and then the track's modular so that you can set up different tracks, and there's hills which have different rules, and there's downhills, and there's all these really cool...
Wow.
It's so fun. But I think it only really shines when you have like 4 players.
More players.
You need more players. And it's a really fun game. I've played it loads with my group that I play with, and every time it's just fun. It's just a super fun game.
Pretty dry if you're racing with 2 people.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah. And actually, which I haven't done, there was an expansion that came out that made it so that it was more like a legacy game. And you can keep playing and you can do different circuits and all that kind of stuff.
Sounds good.
But I've played the base game and it's just really fun. So that's Flamme Rouge is my number 5. What's your number 5?
Well, we played this game on our live stream, and I think everyone's familiar with it.
Okay.
So it's on the list, 299.
Whoa, 299. So
It's
barely
very
on
bottom.
there. Okay, cool.
It's Barren Park.
Oh, Barren Park.
It's so good.
Yes.
So it's designed...
That's crazy. Sorry, it's crazy that it's 299.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah.
Family friendly.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Anyways.
So this is designed by Phil Walker Harding.
Yep.
And is published by Lookout Games.
Look out! Games.
Look out!
Yes.
So this is just Tetris tile laying.
Yep.
You're building a park.
Yep.
Barren Park.
Bear Parks.
Yes. And there are construction sites and there are workers, and you're trying to locate the best spot.
Yeah.
And then you're going to expand your board, and it's just so fun.
It is fun. It is fun, yeah.
The end game, you get to win the bear statue.
Yeah, if you were the first to complete each board, you get to
Yeah.
put the bear statue on there.
I just want to win a game just for the statue.
To the bear statue. It's funny because when we played it with our daughter when she was younger, because we've had this game for quite a while.
Yeah.
And she was a little too young to understand the strategy. All she wanted to do was build the toilets. Because the 1 square spaces, they're all outhouses, and that's all she wanted to do. And she thought she won because she put the most outhouses in her park.
You cannot have a park without toilets, right?
It's true. It's absolutely
Very
true.
important.
Yeah.
That's my number 5.
That's a great one.
Let's move up
Move up.
to number 4.
4. Okay, my number 4 is a game that you haven't actually played. It's a 2-player game only. It was ranked 217 on BGG's list.
Okay.
And that is 1960 Making of a President. And it was designed by Christian Leonhard and Jason Matthews, and it was published by GMT Games, and I think also published by Z-Man Games, or Z-Man if you're in Canada. So basically what this is you are on the campaign trail for presidency, and you either play JFK or Nixon. And it has a map of the U.S. with all the states, and it's the Electoral College, and it's basically how an election works. And you have different cards, and you're playing cards that can either benefit you, but can also benefit your opponent. And the entire game is you are running a campaign for presidency. But what I find fascinating about this game is that all of the cards in your hand are real events that happened during that election.
So it's kind of educational.
It's kind of educational, but it makes it super thematic because different things that happened for real can come out in the game and affect the game.
Wow.
And then there's all these different ways. You have media and different different ways to run your campaign. But I found it fascinating. I've played it a few times, and each time I played it, I just ending with, that is fascinating. But what I thought was really neat about it is, especially near the end, it felt very realistic. Like, I mean, we're Canadian, so we're not super familiar with American elections and things like that. I mean, we know about them, but I know about swing states and the states that are really important to win during an election because those are the ones that can make or break your election. And in this game, you can actually feel that.
Wow.
And you feel which states are important in the battlegrounds, and you have to fight for it. It was fun. It was great. It's a good game.
Sounds like a really cool game.
Very cool game. Yeah. So that's 1960 Making of a President.
Cool. Have you played? Have you played?
What's your number 4?
My number 4... Well, my number 4 is Out in the Galaxy. My number 4 is Tiny Epic Galaxies. Is at BGG number 279.
Wow, both of yours
lower.
are... Yeah.
Yeah, a little lower. It's designed by Scott Elmes.
Okay.
And is published by Gameling Games.
Yes.
So
they do all the Tiny Epic games, right?
Yes, which we had a whole month of live playthrough for Tiny Epic, and they're so fun. I have to say this is one of my favorite Galaxy theme.
Space theme games.
So this one, you're trying to control the Galaxy Empire and expand their influence, and you're moving around with different planets when it come out, and you have different powers and to move forward. And it's so fun.
It is, and you can land on the planet for one power or orbit the planet. It's a great little game.
And it's just simple art.
It's a great little game.
Great.
I didn't mean that.
It's tiny and epic. It's just really fun, and
Fantastic.
I love the artwork. It's very simple but very beautiful. I can confidently say this is my favorite in Tiny Epic series as well.
Cool. Very cool.
So gotta be on my number 4.
Absolutely. Good one.
Now we're gonna move up to number 3.
Okay, so I have you beat. My number 3 is number 300 on the BGG list.
All right, 300. Am I? Nope, that's okay.
I know this isn't on your list because you hate this game. I know that for a fact.
Okay.
There are
a couple games I really don't like on that 201 to 300.
This is one that I knew didn't make your list.
Yeah.
So 300 on BGG, and that is Arkham Horror 3rd Edition.
Sorry, no offense. No offense.
I really like this game. So this game was published by Fantasy Flight Games, and so it's just the Cthulhu Mythos game, and it's a sandbox style game where you are investigators and you're going around. The city is modular, like Arkham, I guess, is the city. It's modular, so every scenario it's set up differently, and you're going around and you're trying to save the world before the ancient ones come into the universe, and different creatures are chasing you, and
that's the part I don't like. It's being chased.
I know, but there's just so much going on because what I love about this game is like you're looking for clues, but every area of the town, like the university or the museum, they all have their own decks, and then when certain events come out through those decks, and I could sit there for hours playing this game, and sometimes I do.
I can sit there for hours too, but mostly because I'm frightened and I have a
Yeah.
hard time reading those cards
No,
because
fair.
I'm so nervous already.
Well, luckily I can play solo, right? And that's
Yeah.
how I normally play this game.
Well, I think we played that a couple times.
Yeah.
I tried to give it a second chance.
You did.
I did.
Which is fair enough, yeah.
I haven't played third time maybe
No.
in the future.
I mean, it's not for everybody. I understand that. But
Yeah.
I really, really love this game. And in fact, this was either 2 or 3 on my list. Number 2 and
yeah.
3 were almost interchangeable. But yeah, that's Arkham Horror 3rd edition.
Third edition, there are many of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
All right.
I like 3rd edition. But anyway,
Sounds good.
yeah. What's your number 3?
For you, sounds good. For you.
It sounds good for me, not for you.
No.
Fair enough.
Number 3. Oh, number 3. I have to say I didn't like this game first.
Oh.
Time I play it,
Okay.
but second time I play it, I like it.
Interesting.
And third time I play it, I really like it. It's Tapestry.
Oh.
So it's designed by Jamie Stegmaier and it's published by Stonemaier Games.
Yes.
It's on BGG list 242.
Mm-hmm.
In the middle.
Yep.
So Tapestry civilization games.
Yep. Kind
And
of.
yeah, there are other things involved.
Mm-hmm.
So we start with the time that you just start fire.
Yeah, your fire makers, right.
And then later on,
Right, early
you have-
civilization, your fire makers you start. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there are 4 other tracks that you can. This exploration. There is science. There is military and technologies, and you get to work on either one of those
Yeah,
tracks.
you're advancing your civilization,
Yeah.
which makes sense.
And moving forward, right?
Yeah.
And in the middle, there's also tiles that you can lay on, and then you can conquer your opponents.
Yeah. It's like the map in the middle. Yeah.
And there's also district boards that you're putting building on. There's so many things going
so much
on.
going on, yeah.
And that's kind of overwhelming for me the first time play.
Sure.
But the second time I play it and I get to be familiar with those those rules and what they
Yeah.
do and they bind together. And I started, okay, that work in my head now. And
Yeah.
the third time I can change strategy, I like it even better.
Totally. That's the thing about Tapestry, I think, is Tapestry has this amazing balance of this works with this and this works with this. And it takes a little while to get to
Yeah.
know that. And everything just kind of works in this balance. And it's
That's
it's
the
good,
word.
isn't it?
It's very balanced.
Yeah.
And I like that.
Yeah, me too.
It actually kind of reminds me of Paladin.
Yeah, a little
But-
bit. Paladins of the West Kingdom.
Yeah,
Yep.
and how they balance and
Yeah.
bind together.
Yeah.
That part
It's a
I
great
really
game.
enjoy.
Yep. And let's not forget the production value, the production
Yes.
quality of this game is amazing.
Yes, all
Yeah.
the components.
Oh,
It's
so
really good.
Yeah, cool. Good one.
That's my number 3.
Excellent.
What's your number 2?
Number 2. My number 2 was number 242 on BGG list.
Hold on.
It's Tapestry.
Oh, I was gonna say the number. I know that.
yeah. My number 2 was Tapestry.
Okay, it
Yep.
is so good.
It is really good, yeah. And it's funny because if you had asked me last week, it would have been number 3 and Arkham Horror would have been number 2.
Okay.
But we played Tapestry again last night and it
With
made
the
me
expansion.
with the expansion
Yeah.
of Plans and Ploys, and it made me love it even more. So now it's my number 2. It's really good.
It's really good.
There are a few games that when I'm done playing it, I've said this before on other lists, that I feel like I've had a warm blanket put over me. I feel like it just scratches that itch where I feel satisfied.
Yep, satisfaction.
And Tapestry's one of them.
It was on the list of our video collaboration of games that deserve the second chance.
Games that deserved a second
Yes,
chance.
and
yeah.
I think Tapestry was on it. That's for sure.
Yes, we did that with Luke from the Broken Meeple. But
Yes.
yeah, absolutely. I agree. I agree. Yep, so that's why it's my number 2.
Sounds good.
Yeah. What's your number 2?
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm surprised this is not on your list yet.
Okay.
It's Bruges. It's designed by Stefan Feld
Yeah.
and is published by Z-Man or Z-Man if you're in Canada. And it's number 281.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it's 281.
Yeah.
But I guess it's a bit older.
Sure. It didn't actually make my top 5 list.
I know, I'm surprised.
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
Yeah.
So
It's good, but it's not my favorite Stefan Feld game.
Yes. So there are 165 character cards.
Yeah.
And there are 5 colors.
Yeah.
So you are going to choose card and do the action.
Yeah.
And each card they help you like you fight with the threats or you develop like bring more workers out. Mm-hmm. And each worker they have their own I want to say their specialty to help you through the game.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean that's what I love about the game is the cards they're multi-action and you need to decide what action you're going to do with that card.
Yeah.
And every card is the same, but it's based on their color.
Yeah.
So if I want to play a purple card, I can either use it to build a purple canal, get money based on the purple dice, or get purple workers or whatever. And then,
Also involved with the building too, because the building was a different color
and
too.
buildings to house your...
So fun.
Your, I can't remember what they're called, but the people that come and help you,
Yes.
your friends, your assistants or whatever they're called.
Yes.
Yeah,
it is
good.
just so fun. And
It
rolling
is.
the dice and
Yeah.
the mechanism of that, it's pretty cool too.
You know what I like about Bruges is I like that it has a little bit of an engine building feel to it, but it's pretty quick. It's not a very long game.
That part really burns my brain because I
Yeah.
try to get things done, but it takes time.
Yeah.
And it's really hard because the dice might not show up as you wanted.
Yeah.
And it totally restricts what you can do.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's frustrating, but so fun.
Yeah. No, great game. It just
Yes.
didn't quite make my top 5 list, but good game.
Good game. What is your number 1?
Number 1. $205 on the BGG list.
205? Okay.
It's another 2-player only game, and it is Undaunted Normandy.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think you've played this one.
No.
No.
I haven't even heard of it.
Fair enough. So Undaunted Normandy is a game about World War II, Normandy.
Yeah, figured out.
Yeah. And so you're either playing the Americans or the Germans, and you sit across from each other. And again, it has different campaigns, which are based on real campaigns in World War II. And your board, you have terrain, and your board sets up based on that campaign. And you're basically, if I'm the Americans, I'm over here, and then the Germans are on the other side. And we're basically, it's almost like capture the flag. We're trying to gain control of a certain number of areas.
Okay.
But it's a deck builder. So in your deck, you have all different kinds of soldiers. And they all do certain things. And so you're laying, it's a deck builder. You're laying your hand down and either trying to shoot or recruiting new people or moving or, it doesn't reinvent the wheel. There's nothing new here. But the reason why I love it is every time I play it, and I play it with the same person, and every time we're done, we think that felt like a World War II campaign. Like it is so immersive into that theme that it just works perfectly. And every time I'm done, I'm like, I feel like I just maybe watched a film on World War II or read a book or something.
That's probably why I haven't heard of it, because war game is...
Yeah!
No offense, again, I'm just not quite into war gaming.
But here's the thing about this is another reason why I really like this game. I'm not a big war gamer either. War games tend to be very in-depth and complicated with all these moving parts. This is very accessible. Like, this is just a deck builder. It's not, doesn't feel like your typical war game, but it has exactly the right mechanics to still feel like a war campaign.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's good. It's really, really good. That's why it's my number 1 on this list.
Wow.
I really enjoy it a lot.
And that's wow, I'm shocked.
I know you are. I thought you might be shocked but when I looked at the top, or when I looked at 201 to 300,
Yes.
as soon as I saw this, I'm like, that's number 1. I really like it. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, mine seems too easy. You can guess my number 1 already.
I think I know what your number 1
My
is.
favorite game whole time.
Yeah.
It's almost number 1 favorite game, but not yet. Size is still my favorite. So this is...
Can I guess, or do you want to say it?
Go ahead.
Is it Taverns of Tiefenthal?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
Taverns of Tiefenthal is my whole time favorite.
Yeah.
Well, right under Size. But
yeah, it's good.
It's designed by Wolfgang Warsch and is published by Schmidt Spiel and is at number 232.
Yeah.
It's not quite high, but it's
right in the middle
enough.
there.
Yeah. Taverns of Tiefensel.
Yeah.
You're in a tavern.
Yeah.
And there are customers that's coming in and you're going to serve them beer.
Yep.
And behind the tavern, there is also a brewer singing in beer, and you have to arrange your waitress and your dishwasher person to clean the dishes, and you have to arrange in different module that comes with it. There's also entertainers
that come into the tavern.
And it's just so
But
fun.
it's a deck builder again.
Yeah.
And all of your cards are either customers or workers.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's very thematic because you have to
very
pay
thematic.
your workers, but then you need the customer to come in to give you money.
Right. So you have two resources, and your resources are money or beer. Mm-hmm. Right? And you pay your customers with beer, and you pay your workers with money. Yeah, it's great.
It's so cool. And I really like how they put different modules in there. I think there are 5 modules.
4 or 5.
Yeah. And you can add
remember.
it. You can add it whenever you're comfortable with your pace. Yeah.
It's a great game. It may have been higher on my... Well, it didn't actually quite make my list, but we've only played it with 2 players.
2 players,
Mostly because of COVID, and we haven't really had that much time gaming. I think it needs a couple of more players to make it really shine, and it probably could move up my list, but I do really like this game. And it's dice drafting, too, and I love dice drafting.
I do know that there is expansion coming out, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Yes.
That might knock your socks off.
It could knock my socks off. Cool.
So that's my number 1.
That's fantastic. Awesome. So what are your top 5 games on BGG's 201 to 300 list?
Let us know in the comments.
Please do. And go ahead and hit that subscribe button and notification bell if you haven't done so already to get notified when we post more cool board gaming stuff.
More to come.
More to come.
Until next time.
Go ahead and get another game off of your nerd shelves.
Take care.
Bye.